This is Because You Need to Know Now. Cool thing, everybody. This conversation with Mr. Andrew Hurd at the European Space Agency, and we're going to talk about some new endeavor that he's sinking his teeth into. Andrew?
Yeah, it's the KM Landscape 2025. This is something I'm working with the Knowledge Management Global Network. The KM Landscape will present how KM is in 2025. That's the bottom line. That's what we're aiming for.
The whole field of knowledge management is going to be represented in this. Is it built for academics, practitioners, researchers? Who?
It's really for anybody who would like to use it. If you kind of imagine you're outside with literally a landscape in front of you and you take a photograph. It's a 2D impression of everything that's out there. It's not a 360. You won't see everything, but it will be a perspective of hopefully the reality around the world. I mean, this will be a global activity.
So it will be a conference, an event, a one-time thing?
This is basically a 3-month activity to pull together what thought leaders, practitioners believe is the reality of knowledge management around the world. There will be difference of opinions, and we want to capture all of that.
How are people going to input to this activity?
It's like a working group. We've called it a topic group. It depends how many people turn up because it's an open invitation. The sign-on is in the KMGN website. It sends you to just a simple survey, and you leave your name and we'll get back to you. But basically, everybody who registers will be involved.
If you go to this show's website on Pioneer Knowledge Services, that link will also be there. But I presume they can go to your LinkedIn and find it also.
Yeah, we have a LinkedIn article. One of the things we have to recognize is there's a whole bunch of good stuff out there. I call it KM for free. So on my blog, you'll see hashtag KM for free. But in a more grown-up sense, we might think of it as KM pro bono. KMers helping other KMers. And at the moment, it's organized to some degree and it's accessible to some degree, but the landscape will take an image of that and make it more accessible, more available. Mm-hmm. First of all, there's the activity to establish what's there and then to publish it. And that's where the journals come in. That's where the conferences come in to get the awareness of what is the reality of today and then maybe try to work together to improve that.
Why are you doing this?
I've been working in knowledge management like 100% of the time for the last 10 years. And recently in my organization, we've reached a level of maturity that's allowed me to put my head up above the parapet and see the horizon. And in looking out, like I say, there are all these wonderful resources, these great dedicated people. We can all name the ones we know if you're in the area, but we have to stand up and say, are we doing KM well for KM? Are we applying legacy? Are we applying accessibility to our databases? Do we have a terminology or a set of classification, a taxonomy that we commonly agree on? Then academics or industry, because we could be talking about technology, can work on those gaps so that next time it's published, the position paper will be more mature, more solid, more robust. At the moment, we expect there to be holes. We expect there to be inconsistencies. What we need is a set of guidelines for the global situation, and we need discrete guidelines for local application. I think that's a really nice sort of a synergy with KM. There are no global universal rules.
So are you going to invite the International Standard Organization that built the knowledge management standard?
Actually, we already have some of the major players involved. Moria Levy, she's headed up both the 30401 issue 1, and she's working on issue 2 as well. But just to say that we're working on some of the feedback from doing that ISO document, and we're trying to improve on it so that we have greater inclusion.
If you had to make a pitch to 2 different elements of the world, 2 different people populations, 1 KM to get involved, your call to action, and 2 to the rest of the world that's not really KM related or aware, how do you make a pitch to them that they should be interested in this?
For the KMers, particularly those at work, I would highly recommend that you include this in your yearly assessment. Make it part of your work. See the benefit. I would say KMers, get involved. It'll be part of your personal development. For those who are non-KMers or on the fringe of KM, I would say there's a lot you can learn from being involved and that you can contribute. One of the things that we've been, let's say, highlighted is Are we a monoculture? Those people that are involved in the communities already now, are they all talking the same thing in the same way, pointing the same direction? And are there voices that we're not listening to? So for those non-KMers, I would say either get involved or see what comes out. And if it doesn't meet your needs, let us know, and then we'll work on it.
I absolutely love the whole concept of making a visual diorama of knowledge management in a very inclusive way. I think it's a great model and a great image to go with. I wish you all the best.
Cool. Maybe we can come back in a few months' time and let you know where we are and give everybody an update.
Thank you for being a part of the future with Because You Need to Know Now.